Welcome, welcome, one and all, to another Kvesti side cuts. New cores and an egg that soars. This time we'll be joining Shogi as he seeks cores for the weapons of his allies and himself, as well as seeks to hatch what may well be an era-defining moment unto the realm. We begin wonderfully and beautifully at the Phoenix Crest Manor within the main lodge. Hello, my lovely players.
Hello.
Inaccurate position.
I'm not going to be here until a random time.
Ame on the table. Ame's head is on the table.
So, Ame,
Huh?
have you ever hatched a monster before?
Ame rubbing chin. Can't think I've ever gotten that exotic now.
Oh, I don't know what, have you heard of our previous adventures yet, but, we kind of secured a monster egg in a place without any monsters. So we're Amelia.
What is it called?
As you yell out, one moment please. Doo-doo-doo. You hear the sound of footsteps coming down the hallway as the door opens. Smile entering in. You needed something?
Can you go to the tower and get that Anzu egg?
The tower is in Warvite, right? Or
Yeah. The one in the sky.
oh, I just put that in the stables.
Oh. Then you want to join us then, Emilia, for the luck you'll give us?
Why, of course. I'm always happy to join you.
Aw, aren't you too cute? Ame has her hands in her her coat as she's just like, so what sort of monster are we all working with here?
It's a Anzu egg.
Do Anzus exist on Altima?
Roll me an Arcana or Nature check of your choice to try and figure out if they do exist on Altima.
Yes, sir.
And I'll give you like a brief description of what they are.
Does that count as aid?
Yeah, that would count as assistance. You have advantage on the roll.
17.
Ame, though you've never personally seen such a creature, you are aware of Anzu. More so as a hypothetical issue. From what you know, they are mostly located in Signori Dreg and other similar spaces where there's more mountainous terrain. Though Anzu are pretty rare on the continent you're from, especially given that the place they hail from is essentially a gigantic draconic council state, where the dragons are the primary rulers and don't like company up in their mountains with them. They're not particularly nice-looking creatures, classified as monstrosities. They actually have quite the interesting face, and let me reveal to you what they look like.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh!
They are massive bird-like creatures with very vicious beaks that have immense elemental prowess and control, shifting between the elements of lightning, fire, and water pretty rapidly, and honestly being a pretty big threat up in the mountains, as you've heard stories of even very powerful adventurers of yore being thrown off the sides of cliffs by these creatures in one form or another.
Hmm. Ame nodding. Has there ever been cases of, like, negotiations of these things, or are they just, like, fucking dumb animals that kill you?
The ones you're aware of, you've actually heard on several occasions of people doing a degree of negotiation. From what you understand, they aren't the smartest creatures out there. Though it does seem like they can be reasoned with and spoken to, but you're not sure if that might apply here or not, as this is an entirely different plane, and based on the lack of monsters above ground and the ones that you've seen so far and heard of in the dungeon, you're not quite sure these ones are the talkie types.
Yeah, I was asking that to see if, like, even on a plane where that might not be, where it's different, like, not all monsters are fucking kill everything types. I was wondering if they were also that violent on other plane, basically.
Oh, they're still pretty violent, but you can at least try to reason
Workable.
with them. They're not, they're very selfish creatures from what you've understood of them. And you've never had the supposed displeasure of running into them.
And I don't imagine I've ever heard any reports of them being, like, raised in captivity or anything.
Not to your knowledge. What you do know, especially though, is that they are incredibly territorial. From their deserts, grasslands, or high mountains, they live extremely long lives. And notably, from what you've understood at least, and what you've heard through the various circles of druids you've ran through over the course of your time, they're heavily associated with the southern wind. Especially monsoons.
Ame will share this information with them, according to Ultima lore. But I don't know how these ones are going to be different. But considering this one's native born to the plane, the monster might take characteristics more normal of plane-born things. But I'm not too sure.
I was kind of hoping just to like raise it into a usable creature.
Oh.
Maybe some animal husbandry type of deal, but I always just thought it would be a neat thing just to have like a mount to fly everywhere.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Those things are massive.
You don't suppose there's a whole ton of dragons above the surface there?
No,
Not really.
if there's dragons, then there's that it can only mean two things. And
Either the world is about to end because it's a true dragon waking up, or the dungeon broke open, or somebody
it's
dragged one up to the surface and did a really stupid thing.
it's either that one in the volcano or the one that resurfaced again.
Oh, there's a couple others.
Ame rubbing her
just
chin. Huh. It seems that your plane is powder keg constantly about to explode, but it's kind of the force that be that stop it.
Well, no, actually, relatively speaking, Kvesti is a very peaceful plane because the dragons that do exist are dormant. There's not naturally wandering monsters all about, which means the main problem comes from the other people around. As long as the dungeon remains capped, everything is safe.
Well, yeah, I understand that fact. What I was saying is there's a lot of things on the plane, it seems like, that if something goes wrong, the people on this plane are very not prepared for. Unlike my plane, where people
Like-
at least can fight back against the disasters.
Kvesti is like a god's playground where they just kind of fight each other and like through the people.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. It's from what I'm understanding of the guild as well, they seem to be the ones stopping adventurers from just creating all their micro kingdoms throughout the entire world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a shit show, so probably for the best to keep the adventurers under wrapped, all things considered. Although your house seems also exceptionally stronger from what I've seen. Anyway, I should go see this Anzu egg, see what I can do for it, if you want to all accompany me, if it's in the stables.
Yes. Please.
Alrighty, sounds like a plan.
You may move Amelia as you see fit, Vez.
Sorry.
This is a new house. I haven't been anywhere. Where
Oh,
are the
yep, I
staples?
This
know.
is your new manor, or at least the main lodge for your manor.
This is not where we sleep, however.
Eh?
There's only like 3 bedrooms here. This is just like the get-together place.
Hot damn. Are we going straight to the stables then?
Yeah, I believe the stables would be best. This is one of the exits.
Wait, why is that teleporter not... Hold up, I have to do this manually, apparently, because that teleporter isn't working.
Yeah, and I would be
Agony.
teleported because I don't have a token here.
So,
But yeah. You have an interesting little fella here. Considering you have that one friend of yours that's kind of like a dragon, so to speak. He's
Moors?
yeah, Moors, the little eyeball dragon guy. Because the thing is that Anzu and dragons often come into conflict because they like staying around in the same areas. Well, it's more like dragons like staying fucking everywhere, and dragons are territorial, and Anzus are also territorial. So that results in them coming into conflict.
Moors isn't it like a real dragon?
Oh, he certainly is draconic.
Yeah. I mean, it also depends on how, you know how like cats and dogs can be raised together and they'll be just fine, you know?
Yeah.
It's just how they're taught to survive type of deal.
Yeah. Oh, keep in mind, this is a wild animal you are taking in. Like, even if you do train it to be good and all that, it's probably going to piss all over the house and tear up the furniture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's just things that are naturally built in. It's also a monster still. They're very savage, violent creatures. I'm not telling you not to do it, I'm just warning you of the side effects. I'm sure you've thought of these all.
Honestly, we're just training him to fly over and poop on people.
You know what? I can understand it. I can get it. When I first saw a dragon, I thought the same exact thing, not really comprehending they are intelligent creatures that somewhat deserve to be respected.
That must have been a near fatal mistake.
I mean, I wasn't talking to them. They killed my boyfriend.
Oh,
Technically, I killed my boyfriend. They were about to kill my boyfriend. Long ass story.
Shogi points at the little fox girl. Who the hell is
God.
that?
Also, that's not a little fox guy. That's not a little fox girl. That fucker's 60.
Oh, hello. Do you know where Sir Kane might be? I had some questions that some of the artisans wanted to consult him on when he has time.
Oh yeah. Kane is paying this guy 10 million gold to construct a church.
Hello, I am the CEO of Kitsune Conco. We do construction and other similar related things. If you have any requirements, unfortunately, I'm currently booked out the wazoo by Sir Kane, but nice to meet you. Gamori Construe. Your names? I've already met Miss Ame, right? That's your name,
Yes,
right?
so my name's Ame, dear. Thank you kindly.
Okay, good. I try to make sure I remember all of the clients and their friends' names.
She
Looks
pats
back
him on the
at
head.
You tap his hard hat. It is odd. It's an odd material, Ame. Never felt something like that.
Feels weirdly unnatural, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm a druid.
Yeah, feels like the opposite of nature.
My name is Shogi, or formerly known as one of the great heroes. And this is my wife, Amelia.
Well met, Sir Shogi, and well met, Miss Amelia. Good to meet you both. I will make sure to remember your names as best I can. Have either of you, perchance, seen Sir Kane? I mean, it's not a big time rush.
Would you like me to get him?
Oh, if you could, I would actually very much appreciate it.
Ame is going to go big.
Big Ame.
As she goes fox. She just literally moves her head into the air and yells, "Get the fuck out here!"
The mic cut.
Remind me to get you a messenger earring.
What
they
does
should
not
have
communicate?
one.
Hi, Kane. How you doing here?
Can I gotta make this even funnier. Can
Mhm.
I have rolled stealth and just have been out here the entire time?
Gotcha.
So, give me...
So,
Let
he
me
pops
just-
his head up out of a bush.
So, yeah, I
Oh,
just
hi, Kane.
walks out. Oh, hey, guys!
Oh, hello, Sir Kane. I had several questions that the artisans wanted answered.
As he pulls out a fucking clipboard that has a stack as thick as a telephone book.
So here's a bunch of preempts to the designs that they're already thinking up for.
Kane grabs it and then goes, I'm just going to go like this. He goes, he'll just quickly look through it. He's like, yes, change this, yes, add this, yes. Just super fast. And done. All the changes.
He just looks at you like, holy shit, he got through it in that short an amount of time.
Here's a
That's
tip.
quite impressive skill.
I give him 10 gold pieces. Here's a tip. Do the extra stuff, and I'll just make it even better. I put secret rooms and other stuff. And then have your craftsmen come over. Actually, you want to know someone you should meet on your own time?
Oh yes, I would love to meet a new and competent craftsman if possible.
I'm that person right there, but you see, in that house, go down to the left. Not now, later, there's a person there called Haru. Ask for an orb and then take it and leave. And then speak to me afterwards. Actually, you know what? Picks him up.
They're having
Now!
a side adventure, I guess.
It's
Oh,
not a
wait.
side adventure. I'm not leaving. I'm going to throw him in the house and with Ankaku, have him guide him to the Haru room. Follow.
Kakori!
He just throws him. Follow my familiar. Hey guys.
You know, I'm not trying to have a negative opinion of the people in this house, but that Haru lady's real mean to me.
Don't worry about it. Go show him where Haru is. Throws a Ankaku.
Also, isn't Haru's house, like, out there?
No, it's somewhere. They'll find it. I'm just curious.
Like,
I was listening about the egg.
I thought she was on a property outside the Never mind.
They'll
maybe she's
find
over
it.
there, I don't know.
We should really just draw a map to see where everyone is.
I mean, I'm mostly just lay in the lawn and just make a Druid's Grove and sleep.
Eggs. I heard eggs.
You know, making
Yes.
breakfast. What's happening?
We're hatching the Anzu egg.
Ooh.
The stable.
Yeah, it's just north of the house, like right up over
Points.
there-ish.
Let's go.
Ame goes past the tree and resists the urge to awaken it. Yes, indeed. We have a... Oh, by the way, Shogi, would you like me to attempt to make the creature sentient when it hatches?
Sure?
Alrighty.
I mean, it'll probably be easier to teach now than just a beast.
Yeah, giving it an intelligence and all that. I think I can do that. I might be wrong.
I mean, do we really want to let a beast choose its own being sentient or not? Should we just wait?
I mean, I
Instead
can
of
talk to it
forcing-
and ask it.
Instead of forcing the horrors of knowledge upon it?
Burns.
Horrors of knowledge. That's an interesting set of terms. Honestly, it sounds kind of Wait, Shogi, did you read the book?
Amelia
What
just
book?
Shogi, living in this world is already horrors beyond the mind can handle. Oh, they went into that door.
To Aggie too.
So...
So it's a little crowded in here.
God, why is it so big? I thought it was small!
As you walk in, you see a pulsating egg with a torrent of wind, water droplets, and the occasional little flame dancing through this almost automated enrapture of magic surrounding this very oddly... It looks scaled, but on closer inspection, it's more like hardened feathers of an egg.
It's been doing that basically the past, I want to say 72 hours?
Oh. Yeah,
Let's
Ame
get
is
ready
going
to
to
hatch
just-
then.
I don't know, it's the first time something like this has ever happened, so...
maybe we could tap on the egg or something. We could just check.
Ame kind of just gently places her hands on the egg and kind of just feels the natural forces moving around it, so to speak.
Ame, this feels like... As you place your hand on it, the slight crackling of electricity that zaps you gives you a nice little jolt. And you feel yourself as though you're being drawn southward. You feel wind pulling your mind further and further away, down toward the south. And you feel something like a strong breeze passing over you.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely
use
something
this.
very alive in there.
I'm gonna use a spell.
Go for it.
This is more the theatrics of the spell, unless it's actual description. Gonna use them big old commune of nature.
Alrighty. As you release your magic and begin to meld in knowledge with the area surrounding, you feel the river of heroes running strong through the city. You feel the druids' groves in the druidic and nature district. You feel the presence of the divinity district as though extending over the entirety of the local area. And you feel the almost pulsation that each building and structure does within the region. And as you slowly focus down all of that intensive knowledge into this egg, you feel something bird-like within shifting about, trying to ready itself to break free of its little eggy enclosure. And you can feel it pecking away toward the top center of its home and yet prison at the same time, getting ready to hatch. It's fully developed, Ame. But oddly, as you feel this creature, it's almost empty of something, as though something intrinsic to it were missing, and in its place a beating heart. It feels
Interesting. Sorry.
incorrect for the plane, but right in a different way.
Interesting. Hey, out of curiosity, do the creatures on this plane have hearts?
No, they have
Monsters.
In
cores.
what
Interesting.
sense?
This thing has a monster. This thing has a heart.
Yeah! That's weird.
Well,
That's...
let me get ready. Get ready with the right spell.
Oh, right.
Ew.
What is the plan with this thing when it comes out? Like, are we? I know we're keeping it, but like, how much? Are we doing to it? We're just making it like a regular bed? Or are we just going to?
I mean, I was just gonna use it as to taxi everywhere.
Like, okay,
But,
like a mount.
it can be a kind of like a companion to do anything, but that's not really my thing. You know what I mean?
I
That
get.
would be like a Diaval thing. You know what I mean?
We might be running into one problem. Hey, do you remember? Do you know the vampire rules for Abkhazia?
I don't.
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, I remember this very fondly with Jonathan. One tier, no tier. He says, "This, if is actually a monster, or a monster from the dungeon, will probably be killed by the guild, as they don't allow monsters to be outside the dungeon unless we can prove otherwise. Like vampires. Vampires, doesn't matter if they were made in the dungeon or out, are killed by the guild, or they put an order out. This might happen to our little friend here, but I'll give you a big but. They're going to have to try really hard to kill this thing from our group."
What if I infuse a part of myself?
That's what I was going to say.
Part of the core.
It doesn't
With them,
seem to have a core. It has a heart, right?
yeah, with the heart.
I mean, you could probably infuse some of your magic in it, but I mean, take your bet. If it's mine or yours,
Also,
it's definitely going to be evil. Points at
Also-
Shogi.
I'm gonna point out just clearly. Considering what you've said about these monsters, I don't think the guild's gonna immediately kill a child one, because this is probably unreported. So they're at least going to try and figure out what's going on.
Hopefully. But they also might not do anything because it belongs to us.
Well, that's the ideal situation, but after this thing hatches, we should probably get it.
Oh shit!
And it's
Oh
John.
shit!
Oh, it's hatching.
It's trying to break out of the top, just letting you know. If
Okay.
you're at all curious.
Yep. But like I said before, if you infuse some part of your stuff, Shogi, definitely mine's yours. You would probably be fine. Points at Ame. You'd probably be more like green, but definitely be evil if I did it.
I can
Definitely be evil
try.
if Shogi did it.
Hey, Amelia.
Yes.
Oh shit! It's already cracking. I was gonna have us implant a bit of ourselves into it.
If that's the case,
Hey, listen, your
maybe
parents.
it's like a bird and it'll imprint? I mean, that's how normal Anzus function. This is new territory, though, so...
What? Are you trying to give it good? Are you trying to make it good at math? Points at it. That's what they would be imbuing onto it. Just a calculator.
Guys, come on. It's about to hatch. Alrighty.
Ooh.
I guess we're too late.
Zame just hold it.
Hello, world.
Kane's getting impatient.
As the egg seems to stop for a moment, you then see a hooked beak just pierce through the top and just tear a small portion down, and inside you see a blind eye just kind of like pressed up against the top of the egg, and you see it slowly part open, and inside you see this almost crystal clear, almost aquamarine-like eye kind of glance around as it retreats, and again you see the beak kind of stick through and start like prying down on the top of the egg, until eventually, from within the egg, you see this little critter.
That's not little.
That's not cute at all, Jersey.
That's not a baby. Ah.
Listen, baby
Just-
Anzus are rare. Are not. There's not much art of baby Anzus, I can assume.
Yeah.
Sadly. As it pops its head through, it is, it's a little fugly. It's a little fugly. And it kind of like scans around at each of you one by one, and then locks eyes onto you, Shogi. Before it lets out a, what sounds like a screech. Ame, it just said, Mother, in primordial.
Oh, it's speaking of primordial.
Years.
Yeah, Kane, that feels like something just shook at your core.
Yeah, what? And it is like as Kane
So it
is
was
like,
directing that
nope.
at Shogi, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shogi, it appears that it thinks you're its mother. Well, to be fair, kind of accurate, I
Well,
guess.
I do have wings. So
You know what? That is true.
Huh? No
It
one.
pops out of the egg, gently nestling down, staring at the rest of you with, what appears to be a mild, killing intent. Just very mild. Amelia
May
steps out.
Oh,
May begins to speak in primordial back. Hello, young one.
get off me, Amelia.
It hisses back at you, Ame.
hey now, calm down. It just strokes the newborn. Amelia, can you go get some food or something? Some like meat?
Yeah, I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes.
Huh?
Little one, you must be hungry, no?
It squawks with the most reverberating and piercing sound you think you've ever heard in your life, which brings you immediately back on the mountain where you faced a horde of these, and that's just a deeper version of what this is.
Oh no.
Is it saying anything?
Nope.
Just a squawk.
Just a squawk.
Okay.
Primal squawk.
It just spoke words. Just a moment ago, we're not going to ask a question. Why it knew a language it wasn't squawking. Also, he stares at it. If it screams again, I'm not going to kill it, but it is going to piss me off. And-
It's just a
Kane.
baby, Kane. Calm down.
Listen,
it's just a baby.
It takes a look at you, Kane, stares at you for a good 5 seconds, and then it turns its head up at you.
Hey. It looks at me, and I'm only going to give it a little bit of the nasty eyes. I'm only going to give it a wee bit of the nasty eyes.
are you trying to intimidate a fucking child?
I'm not trying. It just
Immediately wraps itself behind Shogi's leg.
I give it a nice.
You-
I
you
just give it a single death stare. That's it. For half a second.
Man, are you fucking, are you getting beef with the fucking baby?
Your head goes into the room. Oh no, I'm not getting any beef with the baby. If I was having beef with it, I would have done something already. It's just that it was looking at me like it. What's a good word? He thinks about it. He walks away for a second. Oh right, like he isn't in killable distance from me.
Imagine having beef with a little minute-old child.
That just spoke potential power word. I
mean, that's not even as bad as Nern, and you're not even scared of her.
What? Who said I wasn't scared of Nern? Do you know what she did? I don't.
Yes.
Nern, you're not. You see, there's a difference. Nern is like the most important person in half the universe currently. That is a bird. It has a bird brain and a bird body. It does not get to try anything looking at kitsune perfection.
Oh yeah, I forgot the
Boy,
Kane's racist now.
Bird comment. It glares at you, Kane.
I'm
cover its
resisting it.
ears and start petting the feathers.
I'm resisting not glaring back. I just said, it is a bird, and since you're taking care of it, that's fine, and I'll help it too. But I hate when other things decide to want to look down on me. It's a baby. It should be happy. It's alive.
It's just hungry. Come on.
I know what else it's hungry for. He just walks around the corner.
You know, this goes with the rest of the behavior. But yeah.
Let's
You just-
decide a name for it.
Oh, you're its mother.
She is carrying a small sack of meat and just places it down.
I grab it and kind of slowly feed it to the bird. Is this too big, Ame? Do I need to cut it up to more like bite size?
I'm just looking back and forth. Like I'm not an Anzu breeder. Usually this would be determined by its parents.
Shogi, you watch this thing unhinge its jaw in the most unnatural way physically possible. To just almost try and completely swallow pieces of meat that should be far too large for it to be able to do.
Well, that answers that.
Yeah, I suppose it does.
Hey, little fella. Can you speak to big sis Ame?
It looks over at Ame for a moment, and then says in perfect Kvesti in common, "No," and then looks back at you, Shogi.
What the fuck?
I just like, I don't, you know, the more I'm hearing this thing, the more I'm like, maybe I was not needed for this, apparently.
A baby? It spoke common.
Well, to be fair, baby dragons innately know Draconic and can also speak common, usually within a couple of minutes if somebody's talking to them.
Is it a dragon? Look, I look at it. I also touch Darkbringer. Is this a dragon?
Nope, not a dragon.
That's not a fucking dragon.
Ame looks incredibly perplexed, so she's just like, huh, this is interesting. Anzu normally don't have this level of intellect that dragons do. How is it doing this?
Well, it is said that these entities are blessed in part by Lukoi, so that might have something to do with it.
Which god is Lukoi again?
Wind elemental.
Oh, yep, understood. Interesting. She's just looking back and forth. You know, I'm starting to think that this might be a big deal.
How so?
Because this is basically the first intelligent monster that might be active on the plane, and it lives for a hell of a long time.
Yeah, I mean there are dragons, like Emilia said, but
Active.
are they? Yeah. Yes, Kane. What is it?
That's not a. Just by the way, not a dragon. I know, just from looking at it, not a dragon.
Yeah, like you said, I quote, just a bird.
Yeah, and the fact that it doesn't have a bird brain and knows what it's doing, it's starting to death stare at it more.
This is very different from Altame and Anzu.
Little one, what do you have a name? Do you want me to name you?
It nods yes as you say the second part.
Okay.
And it squawks in primordial again. Mother. And the
Yes.
world shakes again.
He knows what he's. Well, I actually don't know what gender this is. It knows what it's doing if it does it again.
You know, you could have just said they.
I use the word "it's" because I don't care. I look at it and I'm like, ooh, Shogi, please tell it not to speak bar words!
Little one, please refrain from speaking primordial. It's not common here.
Processing, processing, processing. Staring, staring, staring. Waiting for name, waiting for name, waiting for
Hold on,
name.
let me give me a second. I'm thinking of names because I didn't think you would actually be able to think yet. Amelia, do you have any good names? Or anyone else? I'm open to suggestions.
Well, it has to do with the southern winds, so Aeroy? Something of an allusion to aeronaut?
That's neat.
You can do a lot of naming things. I mean, that sounds fine, but since it's like Shogi's thing, what about another board game? Name it like Checkers or something.
I was just rubbing your fucking eyes at that joke.
It's not a joke! I was being genuine with naming another board game. Like Go, or... How many board games have I played? Oh, that was Khalees.
There's not really much board games about birds, to my knowledge.
You just doesn't need to be about birds. It's the aesthetic of you. Your name is Shogi. That's a board game. It name being also a board game refers to you, not to the board game.
Well, with your brilliant red coat that you have,
It attempts to sneak between your legs towards the open air outside. It does not do so gracefully. It trips several times on its way out the door.
Are you?
That's the one. Where are you going?
I'm not.
It turns around as you ask it, and it exclaims in common,
Sky!
No! Shogi, you better stop it.
Sky! 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 Sky!
Wait, patient. Do you not want mother's wrath?
It looks like it's processing for a second, and it tucks its wings back in, as it was halfway into takeoff mode.
About halfway into death.
If you
Registered. It.
I'll name you Little Zhu, and I'll type it out.
Jew. Oh. Yeah. Shogi, yeah, definitely do not let it fly. Obviously, don't need to tell you how bad that would be if people saw a monster flying through the sky. Like, really, no. So, we might want to report this to the guild. You know what? We should probably just have one of the guild reps just come here and take a look at it. Hey, Amelia, can you... Wait, no, you can't. Who has the sending spell? Raise the hands.
Do you think we're mages?
Yeah, it sounds like a hard thing.
And Haru's magic goes haywire whenever she tries to use it. I could just turn into a big fox and run.
I mean, I don't... It's kind of far away. You know what? I think I got it. I think I figured it out. I know what I can do. Angaku! As Angaku is going to drag the guy from... Obviously, I think they already found Haru, and then at some point, Angaku will bring back the guy with the hard hat. I forget his name. Oh,
You see Anku just dragging this man by the back of his scarf.
Oh, hey, did you learn horrors from beyond the veil? Nah, right? You just took the orb, right? You learned.
I've learned a great deal.
Pat. Kitsune truth.
Blink, blink.
Okay, can you cast spells? Yes or no?
I can't cast spells myself unless I use a scroll. I could get somebody who could cast spells. What did you?
Okay, all I need, I don't know if you can do that. I need a guild representative to come here. Don't turn around. Obviously, he's aimed over here. He's aimed towards me, so he doesn't see the bird. I need a guild representative to come here on the double. Now then, just if you can get that set up. Also, that information, that's Kits Today stuff. So now get going. See, you don't turn around. Keep going this way.
Let's go, and he just gets up looking like, this is weird as fuck, and starts going.
Kitsune, yeah. Angaku.
You're getting real strange on the kitsune thing, Kane.
Now, what about we do this, right? I'm just like, hey, what, Ankaku, wait, give a sec. We're going to be waiting. I could send Ankaku, but he'll probably do it faster. But, that bird. Sizing up my thought. Go ahead. We should definitely keep eyes on. I don't know. I'll stay back and watch. I'll just stay back. Puts Ankaku on the, on my shoulder. It doesn't like life, Shoki.
We do not eat our allies. We only eat enemies.
Processing, stares up.
Sky.
Go Sky.
Wait, what?
Stay near this radius where I can see you.
The second you say that, it flies up in a beeline, taking off overhead of you, and it's already 40 feet up in the air, soaring overhead, staring down, circling like a vulture.
Immediately, Kane's eyes just twitching. It's like, do I know how if someone was happily looking over at our land per se, would they be able to see him fly? This thing fly.
40 feet up. You don't think anybody should be able to see that. You've got a good bit of land here.
Any adventurer or somebody?
They'll just see a really fast bird getting some zoomies out.
Yeah, I mean, by all accounts, unless they're trespassing on our property, they should only see, like, a fast bird because of how big our property is.
I can name 4 people that are constantly probably spying on us. Currently, right now.
She just shrugs. It'll be fine. By the time they report to the guild and complain about it, will already have it solved, preferably.
Wow. As King goes, well, when you ask me to get rid of the bodies, I won't say no.
I mean, Kane, you like disposing of the bodies, don't you be complaining?
That's why I said, let me know.
You're playing a big game, but we all know that you're wanting for them to come and try it.
I'm not that sociopathic. It just happened to be that the case that I do get annoyed when somebody does something, looks at the bird, and then I happen to be the one cleaning it up. Just because I like cleaning it up doesn't mean that I love doing it every single time.
Yeah, but you get their souls.
You should not be talking about that fact yet.
I may just looking at him, just like nobody here doesn't know this.
I have not eaten. Looks away. A soul that didn't deserve it. It's really only one. One plus.
I'm not arguing with that.
An infinite.
I'm just.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry, Kane. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'm just spreading kitsune love and knowledge, and
I could give you some love and knowledge.
no,
Okay.
you know,
That's not fun.
throws Ankaku. Here,
Does Ankaku say anything because she has beast talk on?
Nope, just soaring overhead right now.
I love
No,
Wait,
the,
what?
the
No.
little fox guy.
Ankaku.
Fox
Who just
player.
looks at you deep in your eyes, Ame.
Oh,
And he
he's
lets out
adorable.
a fox yip, and Ame, you hear. The darkness shall overcome all things. We shall enwrap the world in fluff of the darkest night, and naught but the tales of terror shall remain at our end.
That was just one yip.
Yep.
My master
Okay.
decrees the darkness to exist.
I just like you have a very nice familiar here, Kane.
Isn't
As
he
As
lovely?
she cuddles him. She gives
Another
him
yep.
cuddles.
Cuddle me more, for we shall darken the land and be scourges upon all existence. Nothing shall survive us.
God, he's just so much like you, Kane.
Just right-
Cuddleable and terrifying.
Right behind the ears. That's where Ankaku loves.
Yeah. She's getting it right behind his ears. Do you like that?
Yes, give me more, and you shall survive the coming purge.
Do you want me to tell you what he's saying, Kane?
Oh, I
Actually very
know.
funny. No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I love my Ankaku.
I disagree. I don't think you understand him.
Oh, I do, definitely. Like, I understand my Darkbringer. I pull out Darkbringer.
Shogi,
I
your
understand.
child lands on your shoulder.
Little Jew, you'll be known as the vermilion bird of the south. And no one will take that away from you.
Huh? Handing out titles. Sick.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, what other vermilion bird would be able to get that title?
You know what? It's so true. I can't wait. Like, it just, yeah, it's so good. Turns around. Yeah, it's holding Darkbringer in the sheath. Don't worry, I'll get to use you one of these days.
You're a very nice bird, Shogi. Sorry, Anzu.
I mean, he has a name.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait. Little Jew,
Jew.
are you female or male? Or non-preferring?
It does not appear to understand the question.
Ame, can you?
I made this little bow. My apologies, though.
It does not appear to understand the question, Shogi.
He kind of like ruffles his he kind of like grabs you as a baby and just kind of like awkwardly it kind of like shuffles around its feathers and see if there's something there.
There is a cloaca.
I see.
This tells us nothing.
It coos as you are holding it very gently in the configuration it's currently in. It seems to like it a great deal.
Aw, this is very cute.
I wonder if we can get feathers from this one.
It'll definitely molt when it grows bigger.
You can safely take feathers out of birds. I'm not saying we kill it. No, I'm wondering if we at some point could get feathers. Because it is a good material.
Yes. Like I said, it'll molt the feathers when it grows. This is just its baby feathers as well.
Ame just slowly furrowing her brow as she's like, Amelia, from what I understand, they don't, these on Altima, this species doesn't live very long. Do they just keep growing if you let them live long enough?
I believe their lifespan usually clocks in on Altima at least at around 100 years if they just survive on their own, but it's said that they can live for a lot longer depending on their environment circumstances. I believe the oldest recorded record across all the planes is 450 years, roughly.
Interesting. How big was the old one? Do they cap out size?
I believe it was approximately the same size as a rock.
As a rock. I don't.
Oh,
How big a rock?
imagine a bird roughly the size of
Points at the main lodge in the near distance.
that.
This is gonna be very hard to say that.
So,
Did that.
so Ame, do like natural animals like evolve like kind of how like dungeon creatures do?
Natural. Well, yes, all creatures are beholden to the natural law of evolution, biology, and all that jazz. But Anzu are effectively primordial bird monsters, and they don't. They just grow over time, basically. They're like dragons. They're like dragons in a lot of ways. Although I did not realize how many ways it's like dragon until I've met a newborn one.
I see.
Sorry if that's not answering the question. I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna start a religion on just Anzus, but you know.
Yeah, this is a peculiar event. And if everything goes right... Oh, I do have another question, Amelia. Did the Anzu get killed, or did it die of natural causes?
Not documented and not observed, so I wouldn't know.
Do you know if it was in the wild or anything?
I believe it was originally raised in captivity based on the numerous records that were available.
Interesting. But it might have gotten out at some point?
Unknown, it could have very well outlived its former caretaker.
Interesting.
Something living that long has a pretty decent chance of doing so.
Well, Shogi, if you do it right, you might be able to break the record for longest living Anzu. Considering it's a pretty peaceful plane, all things considered.
Yeah. Hopefully, little Shu here will grow nice and big and kind of like ruffles his feathers.
Yeah.
Happy, small bird sounds, just very, very happy. It's like having a hawk, except the hawk is pulsating electricity occasionally.
Ooh, this reminds me. Was it just
Hello?
the egg? That's what you guys doing? Just the egg, nothing else? Or we
that reminds me,
babysitting?
Shogi, you have a meeting with Ohana about buying some cores potentially, I think, later today?
Yeah.
Course.
Monster cores. That's right.
Yeah. We just need the... Sorry.
I kind of want to bring Shu with me, but I don't know how that's gonna kind of work out.
The issue is... We probably need to hire somebody at the very minimum at some point to watch over the little zoo. Because I don't imagine when you're going to the dungeon you want to bring him... You want to bring them with you. No offense.
Why not?
Yeah.
Those things are relatively strong. Train it up. Have it give us potions or whatnot. Teach it. Can be useful.
For maybe combat, but up to a point, it's not gonna be as strong as us.
Yeah.
Isn't that the point of why we train things? Yeah, but unless we're going down really, really deep, it's probably going to be useful. But, yeah, I heard you're going for cores. I'll throw some money in the pot to get some good cores. I do need to work on some stuff for a different little shit.
It sounds like... Sorry.
Do you wanna use the egg for making something there, Kane?
I'll humor it. I'll go look at the egg. I'll do that just for you. He goes in there, looks at an egg, and I use it for
Hey, roll an intelligence check. Or an arcana check of your choosing.
Let's see. What do I have it better? Neither. They're the same. So, Kane's just humoring this. One more because I love eating. 14. Kane's humoring this.
I mean, it is pretty damn good looking. Like, you could probably put this onto items at least as like a visual aesthetic. It might even have some elemental energy left over, but you're not 100% sure on that. That's something you'd need to consult somebody who's more magically inclined for. But yeah, you can use this. Honestly, it might make for a really... If you can heat it up and get it to wrap in the right directions, you could probably use this as a pretty decent grip for somebody's handle on a blade or a weapon.
I pick up a little piece, like broken piece of it, and I'm like, I can definitely do something as Ankaku. Let me give you. Bring that egg to my lair. Just my room. And he just has Ankaku bring the. As Kane has a little small piece of it and says, if this, it can be like used for basic stuff, maybe a good grip, and with the little small piece, can I put a single point of midnight into it to see if it can attract the energy or take it at all? See if it be used.
A check. I will forewarn, this is a high DC because that material would not normally be able to handle this.
Give me one more. 22.
You start pumping some in, and
Pump
at
like
first
one.
it holds, but you see cracks start forming in it as it shatters and begins to wither away.
The little piece.
That's gentle, though.
I think I could do something special with that, but it would take a lot of effort.
Yeah. Dear, this is primordial material. You're trying to put, not that in there.
That thing, currently I can make your weapon look really pretty or maybe give you a good grip on it. I'm trying to see if I can imbue something into it. I was only using my power for the moment, but I might do other things. But looks back at Shogi. Monster cores. I'll throw in some money for some monster cores. We can probably meet with the representative, because, I use some sense. They should probably be rushing their way over here. Did I tell them I was going to give them money? I don't remember.
What, you just gonna offer another 100,000 gold or something?
No, well, not for that, but I'm interested in the monster course. I mean, just have the representative walking with us. Nobody should say anything. We could probably bring the bird, too.
Actually, I think the bird might be going to bed.
Yeah,
Or might be trying to eat your fox familiar.
Slams the door.
He did have his zoomies, so he probably got tired of it.
Trying to eat. My fox is like trying to crack thing, and Kane says, Kane face bombs. Is Ankaku still there with the egg?
Ankaku is currently gathering the egg up, and you just get a quick little... You just get a quick little...
Son of a bitch! just goes over. What are you doing? He just opens the door. Okay. Ankaku picks up egg, places egg down. Okay, come on, Kaku, get out of that room. Okay, you're good. Bring it to my corner.
You start dragging the main bulk of the egg away.
But now that we
so
have...
beautiful.
Actually, this is good. Now that it tired itself out and it went down to sleep, we can bring the representative into there. And if he has a problem, we can kill him. That's a joke.
Woo!
Can I make an inside check on that?
Ken was excited
Go
for half a
ahead.
second, but he probably...
Go ahead.
Amelia, do you want to come along, or do you want to watch our little...
I'll stick around in case we need to put the bird in a forced cage because it goes on a rampage or something.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah.
that would make sense.
He holds up a spell scroll.
Oh, you
Yeah.
do have one of those. Nice.
We still do have, I think, like 1 or 2 left over.
Ugh.
I think.
Isn't one of them the weird one?
Yeah.
The weird one.
That's the
Thankfully.
weird one. Oh, oof.
No, this isn't the weird one. It's the other one. The weird one is currently locked in a case.
Monster cores, monster cores. I don't know where I'm going, but monster cores.
Shouldn't we bring the representative here?
Oh,
Or I
just
suppose we can.
Just leave it to Amelia. Amelia got it. You got it, right, Amelia?
We can go to the city and bring the representative back after shopping.
Also, I was so disappointed you didn't actually insight check me. Goddamn.
I mean, Amelia got it. If not, we'll probably see them while we're walking.
As you head on out towards Ohana's smithy, you pass into the mercantile district, which is now basically right next door to you, for all intents and purposes. You arrive. It's a little tucked away, but it's very nice.
This smells like a new partnership. Soon.
What do you mean? I'm already partnered with her. We're literally co-owners.
Yeah, you guys are co-owners of your other stuff, but they're not a partner unless you're enlisting them to be a partner of the Kitsune's church. That is in the future. I have my own little things. I'm not talking about the house. I'm talking about the Kitsune's church. Hello, as he opens the door.
Wait, how the fuck did you... Oh, Shogi. Nice to see you.
What was that? How did I?
Hello, Ohana.
Oh, do you need something, Shogi? Anything made in the forge, or you're just looking to peruse, or something business related?
We had an appointment about the monster cores.
Oh, yeah, I got a whole selection of them. She pulls up a crate from below the countertop and places it on the edge. Alright, so I got a nice variety. I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for, given you didn't really give me any specifics, but I got as many cores as I could gather up for you that might be of use. Obviously none of the regular ones, well, a couple of the regular ones, but I got a variety of cores. You want me to go down the list, or did you want to give me something to start perusing through for? Any kind of effects or anything like that?
Is anyone looking for something in particular? Because we just give us the list and I'll kind of just peruse through it.
Well, my thing is I'm just looking for anything to help me out in my druid side of things. Or anything I can put on a big fox.
Don't worry, guys. First, that's how Monster Cores works. Looks at Ame. Don't worry, I'll explain it later. As Kane would already be digging through them, looking around. Ooh, do.
Were you able to do anything with Kane's old... No, that was someone else. Oh, so Ame, there was this story about this adventurer we used to party with, about having the ingested the monster core, which you really don't want to do.
Yeah.
Really?
And do you remember what was his name? Khalees Ohana? And his
Oh, yeah, I remember
his
him.
little monster core growth spurt of sorts.
Fortunately.
Yeah, he kind of became a kind of like a monster core growth area after ingesting one, and took like 20 hours of surgery, removing all of that out of his body, and he barely survived. So, yeah.
Kane's looking directly at Shogi right now.
Alright, does this lead somewhere?
Don't ingest a monster core on me.
Literally just staring at Shogi.
Anyways,
Keep going.
Let's give it the list.
Alrighty, so starting off the top, I did procure a couple of regular cores just for relative ease. I've got everything from pitiful all the way up to, I do believe... What have I got? I've got up to 1 from the 7th layer if you wanted to use it for anything. Beyond that, got me quite the selection. Let me start off the top, going layer by layer. From the first layer, I've got pitiful cores, and second layer, some weak cores. Those are more plentiful, and if you needed more of them, I wouldn't have a problem getting them. I've got a couple of Hellhound cores for you.
Ooh.
I did manage to snag a Barghest core.
Another one?
Across, but doable. Furthermore, I got some... Where is it? I got a Black Drake core that can be used for some magical items and magical experiments. I got a Vine Drake core, which can be used to create foci that can cast the Entangle spell a couple times a day. I got a Young Black Dragon's core, which can add some effects that the dragon might be able to onto whatever you're doing. Melting things and all that, acrid smells, acidic components, all that kind of stuff. I got...
Let's go with like floor 4 and below, like as in 4
And
to
that would be
7th layer.
starting at the Drake core and the Young Black Dragon. So got a couple of normal monster cores on top of that. Have let's see, where is it? A Young White Dragon core, which can be used to do similar to the Black Dragons, but more frosty. I've got a Boreal core. This cost me a pretty penny to come across. Wouldn't be able to part with it for cheap, but you and I have a working relationship, so you know. It can be used to create really potent frost-based magical items and like, anything from defensively to offensively. Let's see. I've got a Sea Dragon core. I believe you've actually already got a party member that had something made off of these once before. Same as the rubbery staff thing that they used to have.
Oh, yeah.
I've also got a Imperial Dragon core. This one costs even more than the Boreal core based on how friggin' rare the damn things are.
What color? Is it the
Imperial Dragon cores are associated with storms and like. Storm, clouds, fogs, all that kind of good stuff. I could get an Amphibian core, though I will have to go hunting for one of those. I believe you actually have been selling quite a few of them now.
We don't need Amphibian. Looks at Shogi, unless you want an Amphibian, another one.
What would that actually provide us for benefits, though? 'Cause I don't think any of us would actually need it per se, but we also just kept it because we didn't know what to do with it or what value it provided, to be honest.
There's two values. I can explain them because I actually know them. There's two values. One is that it's worth a lot of money, and since we have a few of them, it's worth that much money. The second value is that I can turn basic bitch weapons, or even if I make a really good weapon, it's a added-on bonus to those weapons, and usually can make a weapon +1 if I remember.
Yeah, it makes weapons more potent, sharpens them, makes them more accurate, all that good stuff.
Gotcha.
Same for armor and really anything else, and it doesn't take up the space a normal core would unless you want it to, which I don't think it gives any more benefits, though nobody's exactly tested it given how expensive damn things are.
Yeah.
It's probably just better to sell it outright.
But yeah, and I think I might have one more. Oh, I have a greater core from down in the 8th layer, as well as a couple of other things. Where is it? Where is it? I got a... Starts digging through. I've got a graveyard dragon core. Don't know exactly what that does. They're pretty rare, and I got a... Oh, this one might actually be of some interest to you. A pulls out. Now, this isn't a core, I don't think, but somebody brought this up to me, and I was very curious as to what this might be. She pulls out a mask white's mask.
Oh God! You.
I'm pretty sure, because it's metal, I can melt this thing down and make it into something. I have no clue what the hell this does.
It looks at Shogi. I can say something, but I would probably. I'll let you be the call man for this. I do have an opinion if you. But this is all your stuff.
We do have these earrings for a reason.
I'm just talking to Shogi. I am directly talking to Shogi. I should have specified, but I'm just saying that Kane can say something about the Mask White's mask to Ohana, because it is dangerous, probably for them to do anything with it. But because this is your deal, he's not going to say anything unless you want him to actually say something.
I will give Kane the nod to say something.
Kane turns and says, "You really don't want to be messing with that stuff. You should probably not even really be holding it. I'd recommend getting rid of it or giving it to us."
I mean, unless you're gonna pay me the 250 grand that it costs to get this mask. Didn't get the Kopesh that went along with it, unfortunately, but adventures came up with it from one of the most notable guilds, and I put in my bid for it, so I'm not exactly willing to part with it unless it's getting paid for.
Looks at Shogi. I'll pay the money for it. I'll take it out of my bank account, but he'll tell you, you won't. I'll say this. With that, Mike, if you turned it into anything, there's a chance you won't remember what you turned it into. / other stuff. Though that mask is very dangerous. Like, really dangerous. Like, the most serious Kane has ever said. All the items you have shown, that's the one the most likely to kill you.
I mean, it's something in the dungeon. Most things in the dungeon are trying to kill us.
Anything past this will cost. That's not from the dungeon.
She looks at you like you're fucking insane.
It was in the dungeon for a different reason, but that item you're holding is not from the dungeon.
Kane, let's just... I'll take it off your hands, Ohana.
Alright.
And how much for the...
250, sadly, because, bid. But I'll give it to you at price. Any of the other cores interesting you?
What about the graveyard dragon as well?
Haven't honestly touched these before. From what I understand, they're kind of a randomized game, because graveyard dragons can really be just about fucking anything. I will say, though, it does interest me to turn this into something of my own accord, especially with the material that we managed to rediscover. But, irregardless, I've got 3 of them. For each, I could do about 90k a pop, just because they're so rare.
Okay, I'll
These
take
ones
one.
I'm gonna make a little on top of.
I'll take one too.
Alrighty.
Have the minus the 90k from me.
Let's
Shogi, you
roll.
take your first picks on stuff. I would like to buy stuff after you.
Let's let the Ame thing to go through first.
Yeah.
Ame, as you think about, so for, okay, it is for the mask. Ame, you've never seen
Yeah.
that before. At
Interesting.
least you don't recall ever having seen something like that before.
Ame squints at it. That's very peculiar because at least where I'm. Sorry, I need to stop talking.
Yeah, I mean, it's not probably best to say where you're from.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That'd
What?
be
So
250 for the mask and 90 a pop, so 180 on top of that.
so 360 roughly, or 340 roughly.
That would be in grand total for everything 430k.
430. You're ripping me off here.
You're ripping me off here.
I'm selling as low as I can. I gotta make a profit on the graveyard calls, and I'm giving you the mask for that price, so it's the best I can do, Shogi, sadly. I really do want to turn that mask into something. It's got my curiosity peaked.
Please don't do that.
And you know, I don't know why, but that does seem like it has some bad juju on it.
I mean, it is from the fucking dungeon. Everything from the dungeon's got a little bit of it.
Different.
Oh, that'd be a problem.
A little bit of a memento for me.
Alright. Alright, 430k. Puts up her business card.
I'll pay my own 90k, but for this, but I'm gonna ask you, are you getting any more of the cores here? I might just say what I want.
Will just be taking the graveyard core. There's not much I can do with Namine in the first place. She might be reluctant to accept one core.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree very heavily with what you say there. I've worked on anime.
Yeah, she's a fickle mistress.
She's feisty. If that's
Can I
it,
get both of you to roll me a d8, please, to determine what element that core will be? You won't know until you slot it. Okay, that is a 4 and a 7.
oh, I have a plan for the that core specifically. And yeah. Okay, so yeah, I pay for my 90,000, and then it doesn't seem like you're getting any more, Shogi.
Nope.
Okay, then I'll just quickly be like, okay, throwing that, give me the boiler and 5 weak cores and 2 just so you can so I want the boiler one. I want 5
boiler core.
boiler core,
Alright.
5 weak cores, 1 the greater core that they got.
Alright.
The Bargus core.
Write these out because I'm going down the line and trying to get all of the numbers for them.
Or the boiler one is just BOIL, like boil.
Boreal.
Boreal.
Like
Yeah.
the Aurora Borealis.
Yes, I'm just gonna call it Boar Core. Is that the greater core? Is what we call that one? The 7th layer one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, the Amphibaron core?
Not the
or-
Amphibaron. It goes weak core, normal
graveyard.
core, great core.
7th layer would be normal cores. 8th layer is where that greater core is from.
Okay, so I'm just taking a greater core.
Alrighty.
And
Greater core, boreal core.
yeah, I think that's it.
5 weak.
I gotta give Darkbringer snacks, you know.
So, plus that. Boreal core. Um, s- and the Barkhouse core, which would run you about. She tabulates everything together, and Kane, it is 50,815 gold pieces.
Easiest tap in my life. 50,818.
Yep.
Actually, Alana, are you fine with departing with this last graveyard dragon core?
I'm really curious to see exactly what they do, because I know what they should do, but you never know exactly what it's gonna be. I'm really curious.
I was thinking
Elf.
of buying one for Moore's, our lovely graveyard dragon of sorts.
I can keep my eye on the market for one and tell you when one comes in.
That would be appreciated.
Ooh.
She makes a small note.
Yeah. Good. I'm just going to just walk over here. I grabbed all my cores and stuff. Thanks for the business, future business partner. Maybe, probably, most likely.
Is there any cores that particularly you're interested in?
Not much. I just look for things that have sort of primordial affinity, so to speak. Those are just things that I'm interested in. And it doesn't seem like there's too much of that here.
Yeah, adventurers haven't really gone that far for the primordial
We
aspect.
do have things the druids would use. It's just I had prepared the cores. She pops under and pulls out an inventory list. If you're looking for something to make a foci out of, I don't have everything on hand at the moment, but dragon cores can be used as implements for foci, depending on what exactly you're looking for.
Yeah. Is there any, like, I don't know, enchanted wood or anything of that nature around here? I know this is the wrong place to be looking for that, but...
Well, it depends on what exactly you're looking for, but there are several types of wood in the dungeon that can be gathered up. There is... One moment, I just gotta look through my list here.
I'm just looking to get geared up, because I kind of don't have much.
Shogi kind of whispers to Ame, I can show you where to get some enchanted wood if you know what I mean.
Ame just fucking grins at him and just like,
Wow.
just like pats him on the shoulder. Well, if he wafts into that sort of thing.
We're gonna kill the tree.
Oh.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, obviously.
What were you talking about?
I was thinking the same thing, actually.
I see.
As somebody is trying to cut in and avoid the conversation. So there's roadwood that you can acquire in the third layer, or I could get it custom ordered in. It's not super potent, but it does do the job of overcoming, like if you're trying to hit a ghost with it, it'll be able to fucking whack it nice and good. There's also the crystal material on the third layer, which can be used for a variety of things. It is quite difficult to navigate, though, to the areas where the good harvesting is done. It's all crystalline foliage, spines, blades, etc. There's also cursed wood, which burns absolutely exceptionally and can actually be used in foci for a variety of things. If you specialize in fire magic, it's actually highly suggested you find your way there. And there are also silent branches which drop from awakened trees once you chop them up after you're done with them down in that layer. It's honest. You said you were looking for something natural. That's actually a pretty good one. Basically, as long as half of it is still intact and the main part for the foci is there, it'll regrow itself.
What's the... Out of curiosity, though, what is the highest quality thing in the dungeon that has been discovered about druidic... things that are good for druids, basically, just as far as we know?
Well, it kind of depends on what kind of druid you are, but boiled dragon, any kind of dragon bone honestly is pretty damn fucking good. Also there is... She just kind of flips through multiple pages. If you go down to 6th layer, there's a bunch of different things you can use for armor. There's chitin down there. There is... Oh, chitin from a remoraz, to be more specific. Remoraz are fucking terrifying, though. Wouldn't suggest fighting them if you could help it, but, you know, up to you on that. There's... I mean, again, dragon cores are just amazing for anything you're trying to do. There is... Ooh! Pine Doom Sap. Really, really hard to get. Extremely difficult, actually, but it can be formed like you would glass. And it's highly resilient to any kind of wear and tear you could get on it. Anything from just chips and damage to dirt, or hell, I've even used it in several different experiments. Trying to fuck around with some metals where I had to use extremely acidic compounds on them to etch them.
Sounds like it's sort of a protective shielding.
A little bit. There's also pinewood lumber down there. It's honestly really good wood just to make anything out of. Sells pretty decently up here too, because it's really hard to get it down from the north. It takes a lot of manpower. Boreal cores, honestly, highly recommended if you like freezing your enemies half to death. Below that, you got the falls. I mean, the falls have all manner of thing down there that could be useful. There's actually what's it called? There's a creature that drops a Sahagwin. Sahagwin barons. If you can steal their trident from them after they die, gems and that can be useful. And it's made out of a big old chunk of raw rose gold, essentially. You got shimmer sea pelts. Those can be useful in all variety of things. She keeps going down the line. Ooh, Tide Hunters. Tide Hunters are really good. They have a shell. You can actually make something pretty good out of it. It's how do I say? It helps you hide a bit better. Has a bit of cloaking magic on it. If you're looking for something to seal, I would heavily recommend heading down to the falls and getting Ikuchi oil. Some of the best materials we've ever encountered in terms of sealant. Imperial Dragon Pearl would honestly probably be your best bet, but the odds of getting them is really low. I think I've only seen 2 of them. Well, you gotta kill the Imperial Dragon in the first part, which is hard because the falls are difficult to navigate, and seeing as it seemed kind of new, that's where Amphitibera roams usually.
Don't worry about my experience. I'm fine. I'm kind of like
Dragon Pearls are super rare, and honestly, I've only had 2 of them in my hands before, and one of them I actually keep a surprise for myself because I was the one who got it, and they are potent. You think an Imperial Dragon Core would be powerful? But nah. Pearl is way more potent.
She is nodding. Interesting. I know there's one layer that has been talked about after that. I believe I heard it in passing.
Yeah, Necropolis. If you're looking for something that'll give you anything associated with death, I mean, that place would be the best and more. The Graveyard Dragon Cores come from there, actually.
Interesting. So yeah, Well, thank you for your thank you for everything. I appreciate it.
Do any of
just realized-
these interest you, Ame? I can put in a
Ah.
request in.
That Imperial Dragon Pearl sounds interesting. Is it like good for conducting magic or anything?
Exceptionally good. It's actually one of the reason it's so hard to find is the few that have been found are prized after like nothing. I had mine locked away in the guild, honestly. I've only interacted with it 2 or 3 times, I think.
Interesting. Well, you see, Ame pulls out a stone. This is what I've been using as my spellcasting focus for the past long time. So, you know, that it might be something to help me out, which would be nice if I could get my hands on one. But I can't really order that. I'd have to go down to the dungeon.
Ohana, can we just place a request order for one?
I mean, if you want to, but odds of it coming around are pretty low. I think the last one that was found was maybe 6 months ago? I mean, most people don't even go down to the Falls of Fate for too long, especially if Amphitheater Barons roaming about. And that's considered deep dungeon areas. It's the last area before last light. And after that, you just got Necropolis, and nobody really has been much deeper than that, except for maybe Nightglare.
Interesting.
But Nightglare, there's only been one exploration in, and we got a general description before they had to turn back.
Interesting. Well,
What if we put a bounty on it?
You're gonna have to put a hefty bounty on it because you're gonna be competing with everyone else. Market
I
value,
don't-
they could sell for a couple 100,000 gold. And
I don't
that's
want to.
lower end.
So
I don't want to stress your bank account, Shogi. At all. I'm not.
My pockets are somewhat filled, and I'm just trying to help out my party member.
I appreciate that.
How about a bounty of 500k?
500k bounty, I mean, someone might take it up. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, to start, there's not many adventurers able to go down there.
500k for the work and 100k for successful, so 600k total.
I can certainly put in an order off of that. Again, I don't know how well that's gonna do.
Yeah, it's kind of in the air. And then he kind of gives her the taps her card to his, gives her the 600k.
Alrighty, I'll have a quest put up as soon as I can then.
Ame gives my boy Shogi a bow. Thank you kindly, Shogi.
It's nothing. We'll make the money back pretty quickly anyways.
Well,
Yeah.
if that's all, I got some work to get going to. Maybe anything else?
I do want to say, I don't think I've formally introduced myself very much to you, Ohana, if you have a second.
I think we met at, some kind of passing by.
Yeah, we
Nice to
met
meet
at
you.
the auction, but it's, her name's Ame, as you know. I know your name's Ohana as well. She reaches a hand for
Ohana
shake.
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto. Alrighty. From,
Big
interesting
fan,
name.
but
Interesting name. Kind of reminds me of a place I don't know. Yeah, well, good to meet you. I hope we meet again. I know you and my friend Kane over there have some doings, so I hope it all goes
sure
well.
based on how much I interact with your group, we'll be meeting up just plenty. Especially Shogi. Shogi's always a treat.
Well,
Yeah,
I am
he's-
also co-owner of this fine forge.
Yeah.
Exactly. By the way, boys are out gathering up some things. I got a new project in mind. I was wondering if you would actually have any idea what to do with it. So basically, I have an idea. It's an odd one, though. Real odd one. Kind of gestures over towards these two pieces here.
Hmm.
So, thanks to you kind of flooding the entire fucking market with amphibian cores, very, very grateful for that, by the way. I'm getting them cheaper than I've ever fucking got before. I'm thinking of upgrading people's arsenals.
I thought we put one to sit. Did we sell all of ours? I thought we put one.
You sold one and there were others on the market.
Oh, whew.
Pairing cores are not common.
Okay, so I was just like, I don't think we sold like...
Two of them is enough to break the market.
Okay.
That's how fucking few of them there are.
Okay. I thought we sold our stock of them. I would have been sweating.
So, I'm thinking of making some higher grade items that I usually wouldn't, given the odd prevalence of more amphibian cores, which I'm not going to complain personally, though honestly, a couple people are looking at you all weird. But anyhow, so this sword and axe are made out of the usual suspects, our favourite material now. Augustine steel, and I've been adding some accents, a couple other things onto them, and I was wondering what you thought of these pieces. I've got a nice big battle axe here, and a nice long sword to pair with it.
I kind of grab the sword and the axe, and then I kind of grow out my other two arms and just kind of like swirl it around and see how well it cuts, and like inspect it and see how well it does.
They both perform quite well, and you notice that the longsword appears to have a boreal core slammed into its pummel, where it is just letting off this very slight sensation of frost even onto your own hand. And the axe, you can't tell exactly what it's doing, but you feel like it's a lot more energized than it looks.
What did you do with the axe? I can't put my finger on it, Ohana.
If I might. Gestures for you to hand the axe over.
Gives her the axe.
Walks outside with it. You don't want me doing this in the building. I wouldn't be very happy if steps outside. Kane, are you still present?
Yes, he's been here. He's feeding his Darkbringer the weak core. So you just want to walk outside. Just I know you want it, Darkbringer.
Ohana just glances past you before she raises a gigantic golden battle axe over her head and comes cleaving down as the sound of lightning and thunder crackles, striking in unison with the blade.
That's a neat trick. I can do that too. Oh, ooh.
And the best part, Shogi, it does it above and below ground. Got it working in the dungeon.
Nice.
You notice that the edge is still crackling with lightning. If you do it too much, though, small chance it's going to detonate with a lot of lightning pulsing out in all directions, hitting anything made of metal or otherwise. But I must say, it is fucking nasty.
I want to use my good blacksmithing eyes to look at it, be like, is this good?
It is a masterful piece of work, Kane.
I can do better, obviously, but that doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
you can do better, but it is a masterful piece of work.
Good
And
work.
that glitch seems somewhat intended. Ohana appears to have gotten quite adventurous with this weapon, for lack of a better term.
Keep good. Again, like, good work on that. I can only see a few ways to upgrade it, but that's good. That's good. I think you can keep getting it better. Add more stuff.
If we can fit more cores to these Augustine steel weapons, I think we'll do better in the market.
Ooh.
Ooh, that'd be a difficult one. Putting more than one core into something that's not exactly That's hypothetical practice. You don't do that unless you like weapons exploding in your hand after you use them like twice.
I love how we both had the same reaction. Ugh. This cannon. Ugh.
Possible, hypothetically.
I
Practically,
mean,
though, that's not a thing.
Like if you connected two weapons together, like my Vargas daggers, which had chain and they had two cores, but ugh.
Yeah, that works. Putting two cores into the same weapon, though, that's that's asking for
It's
kind of like glancing around. From there, points to the next property over. To that over there. Points to the other edge of the property.
wait. So you're telling me we can make shorthand explosions
Not
with
the
really?
same kind. Not the same kind. I would not recommend it.
But hear me out. Hear me out.
hear me out.
So so I use my little handy weapon and cast not a hold hand, what's the fucking floating hand spell?
Mage hand.
Mage hand?
Mage hand, yep. And I just kind of like give the mage hand the weapon and saying, so if this mage hand swings the sword, if it's like a really shitty sword with two cores in it and explodes, you have a pocket bomb.
I mean, small problem with that. Small problem. Mage hand has a maximum range attached to it, and trust me, you're not the first person to have tried that. Last one who did it, what was it? I think they lost 3/4 of their limbs.
I mean, to be entirely fair, if you want to do something like this, why not just have a mage hand use the bag of holding trick?
That's true.
Well, it's very theoretical. I know it's theoretically possible to make an exchanging core one where you can replace the core in it. A dual core is.
Doable. You gotta just fit the cores ahead of time, make sure they fit in the slot. 2 cores at the same time. I mean,
They would need-
I heard somebody who tried 2, 3, and then 4, and I don't think they survived past the 4th because I haven't heard of them since.
Yeah, I mean, Kane's.
They also had their entire building, which was warded over with a wall of force just in case, turn into a crater. So that probably spells out what happened there. Would not recommend, is all I'm gonna say.
There's a lot of nuance in doing that, and I would not want to do it, even though that I think I know what's causing the explosion parts, but
Well, I mean, if you figure that out, Kane, you'll probably be some god of smithing or something.
why do I need
any
that?
actual gods?
I mean, I already am probably the best smith in. Whatever. Cat's out the bag. I'm already a master smith plus. No one's really going to be touching me with as he pulls out the hammer with this bad boy. My tool of wonderful wipes it off. Amazement. Well, I'm gonna go back to feeding Darkbringer. Come on, get the airplane. He doesn't say that, but
I give Ohana the sword back and say, but good job.
Okay, thank you. I've actually got a whole litany of them getting ready and more experiments, because Augustine, I really do feel like I've only unlocked like a small potential of Augustine steel. Sure, it's expensive to make relative to the normal adventurer, but anybody trying to be serious is going to be using it pretty friggin' soon, unless they can afford orichalcum or adamantite.
Imagine.
Or they can buy one of my weapons. Smiles.
Lances over at you, Kane.
Well, it's
Looks
true.
back to Shogi and Ame. But anyway, that's all we got for today. I could try putting in order, see if I can get some of the good stuff for you, Ame.
Oh, thank you kindly, dear.
Oh, you put in
No,
an
don't
order?
worry. It's all going to be getting paid for.
I mean, oh,
Yeah, I figured that part.
what's?
I'm just looking to make some like get some equipment made for me that's, you know, good for druids. Man, that is a very not nature-filled dungeon, it seems.
You're
it
right.
doesn't get there till like, or at least, I mean, the first couple of layers are different elements of nature, but not your nature.
I mean, first
I'm
two
just-
layers are caverns, third layer is a gigantic crystalline forest, fourth layer is a horrid swamp that everybody fucking hates slogging through, fifth layer is just... it's fucking cliffs. Cliffs leading down to a fiery death. Lots and lots of fucking updrafts there, by the way. Then you got Mount Frostmouth, which is quite literally an entire fucking mountain, just deep in the fucking depths of the ground. After that is the fucking falls, and below that's fucking Necropolis. So she just kind of shrugs.
Yeah, I'm just looking,
Nature's not really. I mean, nature exists, kind of, sorta, just not in the way you think it does.
yeah, I'm just looking for some, best way to describe it, I suppose, is some, like, Worm of Origin type shit, so to speak.
If you want that kind of
That's
fucking worm
Marty.
kill, they'll deal with you.
Nah, I'm not looking for his, I'm looking for the same variety, so to speak.
Ah, I got nothing for you then. I don't know anything about that.
No, I don't think so. I was just saying, for example, thank you very much for all you provided me. I do appreciate that quite a bit.
Oh.
Do not take this for ungrateful.
No problem.
If we can start procuring adamantine, we might be needing to upgrade our armor soon.
Huh?
I will certainly try to. I mean, it ain't cheap, but
I'm still
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
mithril chainmail there, Kane.
Okay, look, Mithril's good. Antimantine will just make you heavy and
may as
less
well-
defensive. I mean,
I may as well progress a little bit.
Mithril's great. If you wanted to upgrade it, I can just upgrade the armor you're currently wearing. Adamantine would just make you heavier.
Kane, I'm not sure you're getting the point.
What? Kane's blacksmithing mind is like, huh?
Kane. So, like, even I know this, because this is, like, basic knowledge. What do you make the orichalcum out of?
You make that's like a mix of 3 metals. Also,
It's
we
one
have
of the metals that you need to make orichalcum out of is...
yes, adamantine, but you know how hard it is to make orichalcum.
I think that's what Shogi was getting at.
It's not. Can just like
I'm misrepresenting you, dear. I just that.
No, you spoke my words for me.
if you wanted something, Paul, you know I had whatever. Let's get going. Whatever the case is, we can.
Let's go see. Let's go see if the guild representative has accidentally killed himself.
That would be interesting. That would be very. I think that's it.
You return back to the Phoenix Crest Manor. The guild representative seems to have been squared away by Amelia already. And a relaxing night with a new member to your house begins as this bite comes to a close.
The end. Wow. Very solid. Everybody,
Now,
say your
now we just,
goodbyes.
we just changed this bird
Yeah,
to Zhu.
yes. Everybody. We'll be on a schedule at some point in the near never. We'll figure it out.